on here and create a little story time and tell my story and share who I am and why I became Muslim. So in 2018, late 2018, I became friends, or early 2018, I became friends with two of my really good friends, and they were both Muslims. And one of them was from Iraq, and one of them was from Somalia. And so both of those friends were really serious Muslims. One of them was a hijabi, and the other one was a guy, so he obviously was a hijabi. And so I had questions for them about Islam because it was super interesting to me, and it was a completely new thing because I was Christian. I grew up Christian. I took my first steps in a Christian church, and my family grew up listening to Bible stories and reading me Bible stories, and we had little cassette tapes with Bible stories on them that we listened to. And so my friends were like, yeah, we'll tell you about Islam. But you have to ask questions. You have to ask questions or else we are not going to tell you anything because we don't want to force anything on you. So I was like, I respect that. That's cool. And so I started asking them questions, and they were like, oh, it's so cool that you're interested in this. We'll tell you anything you want to know. And so they gave me books, and I started reading on my own, and I started doing my own research and digging in. And one of the big things to me was Allah is the one and only God in Islam, and the Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet. And I started reading about the Prophet Muhammad, and what an amazing guy he was, and what an amazing person he was. And I was like, wow, I really admire and love this person. And I really love the message that God gave us, and the story of how that message came to each prophet. It's okay, this really interests me. I really agree with this. And in Christianity, it always confused me because Jesus Christ is the Son of God. He's also the Lord. So that made no sense to me, and that always confused me growing up, and it always made me question Christianity. And so Islam made more sense to me. And so I was like, okay, I think I want to convert. I talked to the pastor at my church and asked him questions before I became Muslim. And he really didn't answer my questions, and he just confused me more and pushed me more to Islam. It made me want to convert to Islam even more. So I was like, okay, I think I want to take this step. So I went to the friend from Iraq, and I was like, hey, I want to convert to Islam. How can I do that? And they were like, okay, this is your shahada. So I repeated after them and took my shahada. And in 2019, I became Muslim. And it's kind of history after that. I am slowly on my journey of Islam, becoming closer to God, and to my deen. I've obviously struggled. A huge reason why I wanted to come on to social media is because I really struggled with mental health, and Islam has helped me with my mental health. And being on social media, I've connected with a lot of other Muslims because I've been alone. There's not a huge Muslim community. One of my Muslim friends moved. My other Muslim friend is super busy at work, so I never see her. So I have no real community, and so I found a community here on social media, and that's kind of why I'm starting my YouTube channel here, is because I want to connect with other Muslims and connect with other creators and share